everyone, it's Keely here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for another behind the scenes video, plus a bonus video for this week. It's going to be a very quick one, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to be making some rainbow embeds to go on the next soap. Let's go. So I think I have everything I need ready and set up for doing this soap. I've been trying to work out how to do this embed for a little while now, keep putting it off. Finally saw something. I was sifting through Pinterest, Instagram, something, and I thought, oh, I saw an idea using melt and pour, and I thought I'm going to do this using cold processed soap, and hopefully it's going to work. So I've got my oils, just poured my lye water in. I'm going to give these a very, very quick stir. I really do not want this to trace in my pot because I want plenty of working time, and then we'll split it up for this rainbow of colours. So hopefully I am keeping this nice and fluid. I have to watch this stick blender. It's not particularly powerful, but it seems to drag stuff right up into the middle and really accelerates whatever is inside the cavity here, and then the rest of it still stays super fluid. It's a really weird stick blender, but until it goes cactus on me, it's going to have to do. Alright, so we've got that one all mixed up. I've already worked out approximately how much I need to pour off. I'm basically going to pour off 48 grams of soap batter into each of these. I think it's 48.5 that I need. So this is going to be a really good chance to see how my fragrance actually behaves in here, because this is a new one I have had in. No idea how it behaves. It says that there's no acceleration, ricing or anything else. May discolor it just slightly because it's got 0.4% vanillin. I am using Northern Woods today, which I got in from off the fragrance shed. I'm adding 1.5 grams into my soap, so that is all measured. It is so rare to see me be so precise when actually making these, but I really want this embed to work. This particular one, so Northern Woods, it says it has a balsam pine with a slight scent of spiced cranberry, and it really is very nice. That has thinned out my soap, which is not good because I wanted it to thicken. And also on my main soap, I want it to thicken up. This is just so typical. I've said this in the last couple of videos. I should be very grateful because I had maybe 2 months where just I had an absolute nightmare of fragrances, all from the same company. I've only got a couple left of that one now, but we've actually got some more of the fragrance shed ones in, which come in from all over the world. And these have all been behaving so well, very well behaved. This time, so it does make soaping a much nicer experience. I haven't got enough soap batter in here to put my stick blender through, so what I'm going to do is just have to be patient and wait for the layers to firm up. But knowing that my fragrance oil is well behaving, it doesn't matter if that sets up a bit because we know it's going to loosen it back up. I'm once again going to be very precise here. I'm going to make 2 lots of these, and I'm going to pour about half of my soap into these. So we ended up with about 50 grams once I put that fragrance in, so I'm going for 25 grams. I suppose it is good that this is quite fluid. I'm going to have to be patient because I do want nice even layers. So that is all of that one in there. Let's pour it into this one. Cups I'm using today are actually biodegradable ones, so someone did say to me when doing rainbow soaps I should use them. I just hate using them once and throwing them away, but I've got so little soap in here and I just think it might be best doing it this way this time. So we've got our red in. Let's actually give that a little bit of a spritz. I'm going to spritz it with some rubbing alcohol because it actually does help to put a film over the top of the soap, and that will actually set up firmer than the soap underneath, which should mean by the time I have got my yellow all mixed in well, I should be right to pour that on the top. So let's grab our small set of scales here, pop our yellow on, we'll grab our little spatula, we'll start mixing that colour in first, making sure I have got it all up from off the bottom, which I do. Let's tear it out and we'll weigh out our fragrance oil again. I really do hope these embeds work because I have a vision for this soap. Let's get this one all mixed in. I'm going to then pour it on top of that red. Hopefully it won't drop through, and I'm going to do the same with all of my colours here. So I have got that final layer of purple on here. I kid you not, this video is 45 minutes long before I get into editing it. So this is a very well behaved fragrance, which I'm extremely pleased about, because that means that my design is going to work for the main soap. And it also means that I stupidly somehow managed to put 2 bottles of this into my shopping cart when I ordered it. So I do have 2 bottles. It smells really good. I'm pleased it's a well-behaving one, so that makes it a good thing considering I have 2 bottles. I will be making a Christmas soap, I think, with one of these, but for now what I'm going to do is leave this to set here overnight, and then we will come back and we will see how I am going to cut this for the embeds. Alright, so these have been sitting here for a couple of days, so they should just pop nicely out of our mould. And look at that beautiful rainbow colour in there. Really, really pleased. Let's pop that one out too. This is going to need just a little bit of tidying up. So I'll grab my soap peeler here. Alright, so what I have just realised is that these are actually too big for the width of my soap. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trim that down. It'll only end up having the tiniest slither. In fact, that piece won't even get any purple, but I'd much rather have only part of a rainbow than completely mess up the cut. Okay, so I've got it trimmed down. We have lost that purple, which is a shame, but I would much rather have, in fact, that piece looks really weird with that slither of purple. So let's get that completely trimmed off without the purple on there. It is a shame, but I would much rather be without the purple on there than to mess up the whole cut of the soap. So we have all these brilliant ideas about how we want our soaps to look, and then quite often forget the absolute basics, like, will it actually fit as an embed on the soap? Oh well, it will still work. What I'm going to do is mark every 1/2 centimetre on here, because I want them to be about 1/2 centimetre thick, so that when they are on the top of the soap and it comes time to wrap them, they won't actually get broken throughout that whole process. So just mark that up, and now what I'm going to do is cut them into their little 1/2 centimetre pieces. We'll get that piece off first. It's such a shame I have lost that purple. but that will learn me. So here we have a piece of half rainbow. What I'm going to do is just very gently bend that over my finger just to form a bit of an arch, and that will become our little rainbow to go onto the next soap. So let me get those all done up there. The ending of this video a little bit differently because the video camera has done something with the file, and I just for the life of me can't work it out. Generally, if my little video has gone on a little bit too long, it splits the file into two to put onto the SD card, but for some reason when it did it this time on the second file, it's cut off a whole bit at the beginning, and it's also cut off the end of the video as well. So I'm having to come here and explain a couple of things. Now, for those of you that have a really sharp eagle eye, you may have noticed that the rainbow that I was actually cutting up in that last little musical bit is different to the one that I was marking out in the first little bit before that, and I know a lot of you are going to go back and have a look at that now. As I was cutting it up, I couldn't handle the fact that I'd actually cut purple off the rainbow. Purple is my favorite color, and I also believe there is a very good reason why there are two purples in the rainbow, because it is one of the best colors out there. So I just couldn't handle the fact that I'd done that, so I grabbed the second square block that I'd made in the rainbow and I cut the red off. Sorry to everyone that loves the color red, but I just had to leave that purple on, and that is what you actually see me chopping up as the straps to go onto the next soap. Now, the other thing the video also cut off was the outro. So I'm here to say I hope you have enjoyed watching how I made the rainbow straps for the next soap. And I also hope that you have learnt by my very silly mistake and to always make sure that your embeds are the right size to go onto the width of your soap when you go to cut it. If you have enjoyed watching how I made my little rainbow straps, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And until tomorrow's video comes out, I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you then. Bye.